Reviewing fractions, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Let's take a cruise and look at all the food that a chef has to order on a cruise ship. This gives you just a little bit of a picture, and I want you to think, as you look at these pictures, to think of all the math that's required. You are the executive chef for this cruise ship. Think of all the food that this chef has to order to feed all the people. This is one of the dining rooms. This is some of the food they serve every day. Here is one of the chefs making omelets for the passengers. They estimate that every day they need 1 3/4 eggs for every passenger on the ship for eating, baking, and cooking. The ship at full capacity has 1,120 crew members and 2,670 passengers. How many dozen eggs does the executive chef need to order for 1 week? Before we solve this problem, I want you to think of all the math that's used when a chef has to order the food. I was on that cruise and I took the pictures. And this is a sheet they gave out. For 1 week on the Sapphire Princess, they need to order poultry, 13,250 pounds, beef, 15,600 pounds, pasta, 4,275 pounds, potatoes, 29,784 pounds, and it goes on and on and on. You can imagine all the math that is used. Now let's look at this problem. The cruise ship capacity is 1,120 crew members and 2,670 passengers. And the estimated egg consumption per day for each member of the crew and the passenger is 1 3/4. The question, how many dozen eggs does the executive chef need to order for 1 week? So how many eggs does he have to order? So we have to first of all combine the crew members and the passengers together, because they both have to eat. 1,120 plus 2,670 equals, so total passengers and crews is 3,790. And it's for, remember, 1 week. And this is where you got to think when you do problems like this. So we have to multiply that. That's daily consumption per day. So you have to multiply that by 7. So times 7 equals. So the number comes to 26,530. Now we have to multiply that number by 1 3/4. So 1 3/4, which you should know by now, that's a common fraction, 3/4 is 1.75. Now you can also get this by dividing 3 by 4, which gives you 7.5. So let's multiply that times 1.75 equals, so it is 46,427.5 eggs. But here's another very tricky problem. All right, you might put that's the answer. No, it's not. And that's why you find in my books there's thinking math. You have to think. And the question is, how many dozen eggs are required? How many dozen eggs does he need to order? So you have to take this number and divide it by 12. Because there's 12 eggs in 1 dozen. Divide by 12 equals, and the answer is 3,869 dozen eggs. That's a lot of eggs, isn't it? But that chef has to order for that 1 week, if they consume, an average passenger and the crew member 1 3/4 eggs a day, 3,869 dozen eggs.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play, and we'll continue with the next lesson.